In domain registrars, buyer discovery is moving into AI-generated shortlists, and the benchmark shows a clear strategic risk. The brands buyers see most often are not always the brands AI systems recommend. That distinction matters because AI answers are becoming an early filter for trust, pricing, comparisons, and renewal concerns in a category where small differences in framing can change the buyer's shortlist. Hey, I'm Mark Huntley, founder and CEO of CiteWorks Studio. At CiteWorks Studio, we study how brands show up across Google, AI answers, and the public sources buyers trust before making decisions, and how that visibility turns into credible citations, comparisons, and recommendations. This benchmark studied the domain registrar market across GoDaddy, Domain.com, Dyna.hover, Ionos, Name.com, Namecheap, Network Solutions, Porkbun, and Squarespace domains. It is a point-in-time June 2026 snapshot based on 1,632 observations across ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, Google AI Mode, and Google AI Overviews. The analysis focused on 3 high-intent buying clusters: best domain and hosting providers, provider comparisons, and pricing and plans. The key distinction is simple but commercially important. A mention means a brand appeared in an AI response. A valid recommendation means the brand earned positive shortlist quality recommendation credit. The strongest finding is concentration. Porkbun and Namecheap together account for 17.7% of the modeled monthly AI opportunity value, which the benchmark estimates at $33.7 million. The remaining 8 registrars collectively capture less than 5%. Porkbun leads with a powerful mix of recommendation coverage, rank position, and sentiment. It appears in 51.7% of AI responses, earns valid recommendation coverage in 32.8%, and has the highest top 3 recommendation rate at 28.6%. Its average recommended rank is 2.04, and its net sentiment score is 0.758, the highest among tracked registrars. Namecheap is the closest challenger and leads in overall presence. It appears in 69.1% of AI responses, has the highest valid recommendation coverage at 33.8%, and posts a 26.4% top 3 recommendation rate. It also wins the pricing and plans cluster, making it the default recommendation when buyers ask cost-focused questions. The most important executive lesson is the gap between raw visibility and recommendation stage visibility. GoDaddy appears in 52.4% of all AI responses, giving it the second highest presence rate in the benchmark, but its top 3 recommendation rate is only 5.6%, and its valid recommendation coverage is 8.4%. The report attributes this gap to mixed framing, including pricing complaints, upsell practices, and renewal cost concerns. GoDaddy is frequently seen by AI systems, yet far less often advanced as a top choice. Network Solutions shows a more severe version of the same risk. It appears in 8.0% of AI responses, but earns virtually no recommendation credit, with valid recommendation coverage of 0.2% and a top 3 rate of 0.06%. It also carries the only negative net sentiment score in the category at negative 0.229. For domain registrars, being present in an AI answer can still leave the brand outside the buyer's effective shortlist. The benchmark also shows that different buyer prompts reward different brands. Namecheap leads the pricing and plans cluster with a 38.7% top 10 rate, which matters when buyers are comparing cost and renewal expectations. Porkbun leads the comparison cluster with a 32.6% top 10 rate, suggesting stronger positioning when buyers evaluate registrars side by side. Platform variation is also meaningful. Dyna reaches 15.4% recommendation coverage on ChatGPT. Squarespace Domains performs best on Gemini and Google AI Overviews. Domain.com has a notable presence on Copilot, while Name.com performs best on Google AI Mode. Underneath those outcomes is the citation layer, official brand websites, editorial reviews, comparison pages, community discussions on platforms like Reddit, pricing transparency pages, and renewal cost analyses. AI systems synthesize that public evidence. Brands with broader and more positively framed source footprints give AI systems stronger material to use when forming recommendations. For CEOs, CMOs, founders, and growth leaders in domain registrars, the operational takeaway is to manage AI visibility at the prompt level. Start by separating mentions from valid recommendations, top 3 placement, rank 1 placement, and sentiment. Then map performance by buyer intent, broad consideration prompts, comparison prompts, and pricing prompts. The benchmark points to several fixable gaps: weak recommendation coverage, low top 3 presence, poor pricing and comparison coverage, neutral or cautionary framing, thin review and forum footprints, fragmented entity information, and lack of clear trust content around pricing, features, and renewal terms. The goal is to strengthen the public evidence layer so AI systems can retrieve consistent, accurate, and favorable support for recommending the brand. The leadership takeaway is that domain registrars are now competing in an AI recommendation environment where visibility alone does not equal selection. The $33.7 million figure in the benchmark should be treated as modeled monthly AI opportunity value rather than revenue or booked sales. And because this is a point-in-time benchmark, outputs can change as models, platforms, and sources change, but the direction is commercially clear. AI platforms are helping buyers form shortlists earlier. Brands that build stronger citation architecture, cleaner comparison signals, and better recommendation stage visibility will be better positioned as AI-led discovery expands.